In Taino culture, Agueybana, which means the great sun, was not a name. It wased Titloff, the supreme Cacique chief of Borican, which is known as Puerto Rico today. In Europe, they would be called a king. Agueybana the Elder was the leader. Of all the caciques, he was not just another chief. He was the mediator between his people and the semis, who were the ancestral spirits. His authority came from his heritage. When the Spaniards arrived in 1508, Agueybana did not attack them. Instead, he chose to observe them. Some people say he was being diplomatic, while others say he was being cautious. The truth is, he was trying to avoid an immediate war. In their first encounter, Agueybana and Juan Ponce de Leon took part in an ancestral ceremony, the Guatiao. The Guatiao was a peace pact, an alliance between leaders or a sacred ritual. It involved something very important to the Tainos, where both leaders exchanged their names. Afterwards, they carried each other on their shoulders. Yes, they carried each other because neither was supposed to be superior to the other. Here lies the problem. The Spaniards misinterpreted it, or worse, they twisted it. They claimed the Tainos with this ACT, meant that they were submitting themselves. They believed that Tainos accepted them as their masters. In reality, this was not a form of submission. It was diplomacy and respect, but they were betrayed. After gaining the trust of the Tainos, the Spaniards began to loot the gold, steal the land, and enslave the people. Agueybana died shortly after. For centuries, it was said to be from natural causes, but there is another version that comes from the Spanish historian and friar, Inigo Abad y la Sierra, who wrote something very different. He wrote that Agueybana the Elder was unalived by a Spanish soldier during an encounter with indigenous forces. This is not a legend. This is our history as Puerto Ricans, and it appears in an official report to the kings and the Bourbon government. It was not written for the Puerto Rican people. The Spaniards themselves admitted that they eliminated him. This is the true story of the only recorded Guatiao in our history. It was not an act of surrender. It was an act of peace between equals, meant to show respect. Let us rewrite our history and put honor into the story of our ancestors by telling the truth of our people.